I'm curious, Grace, in those moments when you either get pulled for hypothermia or something happens where technically it's a setback or some people might look at it as a failure, what are those first couple steps that you do as a high performer right after those setbacks hit? Because it sounds like you adapt and adjust very quickly and turn it into a positive. And I'm curious, what are those first couple steps after a situation like that?
I think it's super, super important to allow yourself to mourn the moment. Like,
Mm.
it's okay to be upset about it and to just mourn it because when you've been preparing some of these golfers that prepare for these tournaments and they're preparing for months or years, and even for me, swims that are months or years of preparation for, and they don't go as planned and you get pulled for something that's out of your control or whatever, it's hard. It's a really hard thing. And I allow myself to feel it, like all the feels, mourning the time, mourning all the things that I was hoping would happen, and even the physical pain, allowing myself to feel it. Like, my shoulders are hurting, or I didn't do the nutrition right, and all of these things. You feel it for a minute. You don't try to push it back. Allow yourself to feel it because then I can't make changes to go again. If I've disallowed all that feedback that I got from that, then I cannot make changes. So I feel it, evaluate it, own it, and then make changes and then do better next time.
And it's
I
like,
just focus on the future. Okay, this happened. Next time, I'm going to do this and this and this. So when I get better, this is how I'm doing it different this time. And then it's amazing when you do that, when you allow yourself to feel all the feels that happen with those things. But you don't dwell on it. You know you're going to feel it and you've already decided, I'm going to give myself this moment and then I'm going to turn this into a cerebral act, right? I've had an emotional moment. Now I'm going to have a cerebral moment. What did I get from that? What was my takeaway? My takeaway was that I didn't do enough cold water work, that my nutrition was off and I wasn't taking enough calories. Easy to fix. These things are lessons. These are easy. And then you just get in and do it again. Then it's no longer something I've let go of it. 100% let go. Because the worst thing you can do is now you've decided you're going to do it again and you're going to jump back in. If my mind and my emotions are stuck on how I failed in the last one or whatever it was, I cannot be present for what I'm doing. It's impossible. You have to let that go. And then you 100% own that you've taken the lessons and you're confident and you just lay yourself at the floor of it that I've done what I have to do to be successful as I can be in this moment. And I'm just going to do what I do.
there's a quote that I saw, and Dr. Matt, I don't even think I've mentioned this to you yet since the last time we saw each other and spoke. There's a quote that I saw that said, "The answers you are looking for are within the silence that you're neglecting." And I feel
That's
as
a
though
great one.
that's it's almost what you're describing, Grace, in a sense of letting yourself sit in that silence, mourn in it, but don't identify it, don't attach your value or your self-worth to it. Like mourn, but then once you're done mourning, get right back out there, let go of it, and see what you can do with the new information you've learned about yourself.
Yeah, you gotta take the lessons, right? It was funny, I heard an interview with Snoop Dogg the other day, and his daughter is, like, a big time professional soccer player, and he was kind of talking about his daughter, and they were asking him, "What do you say to her?" And I loved what he said, I thought, "Oh, what a good dad." He was like, you know, "She's had a lot of losses, a lot of L's, but that L doesn't have to stand for loss, it can stand for lesson." And I love that. I was like, that's such a simple yes, that's exactly what it is. That fail was a loss, but it's a lesson. There was a lesson in that. And you don't have to hang on to that loss is in the past. It can't help you in the present, but those lessons can, right?
Grace, I'm hearing a theme in your high performance mindset, if I may say. This theme that I'm connecting to, whether it's diving into the deep water, whether it is dealing with a setback in life or in sport. And I love how you framed it. There is an emotional moment and a cerebral moment. And the emotional moment is the acceptance. I just kept hearing you. This word acceptance was screaming out. Like, you accept the fact that these feels or whatever is in the deep water is coming your way, a blanket. You're accepting that it's happening, or the lesson, the loss, the failure, the setbacks, mourning the moment. You're accepting that this is reality and you're not trying to fight it. You're not trying to stuff it away, push it forward, or try to fix it right then and
Right.
there. You're letting it happen. And that's the emotional moment. You're allowing yourself to experience the emotional moment. But there's a switch that happens where once you accept, once you allow the cerebral, and that's the emotional moment. You're allowing yourself to experience the emotional moment. But there's a switch that happens where once you accept, once you allow, the cerebral moment kicks in. So you now refocus and respond and say, okay, what were my lessons? What could I do differently? How can I get better? And this constant pursuit of wanting to get better, push yourself to the limit. It sounds like that it kicks in where it allows you to get into that cerebral moment. A lot of athletes and people that we work with get stuck in the emotional moment. They try to accept, maybe they aren't fully accepting, but they think they're in the cerebral moment, but that emotional moment is dragging along and carrying with that experience.
Yeah.
But there's a switch for you, and you literally let it go. You allowed yourself to experience it, and when that switches, you let it go. And that experience is, I think that piece is the high performance in you.
Thank you. Like, it's so important. I used to, when I was younger, I wouldn't. I would get up for a race and I would swim. And if I didn't do well, I was like, oh, it's the end of my career. It's over. I did everything I could do, blah, 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 blah. And then I would start to train again. And that performance was stuck there. That last performance where I didn't do well, it was always there. And I was never getting to where I could be. It took failing hard, like really falling, like really coming close to, for me, it was like a near death experience, but I mean, it really genuinely failing. And then really genuinely allowing myself to mourn that failure, not just say, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Stop being upset. It'll be okay. No, it's okay for it not to be okay for a hot minute.
Mm.
It's okay. It doesn't make me weaker if I allow myself to feel this genuinely for a minute. But it does make me weaker if I hold on to it. That's where the weakness is. And then when I was holding on to that, I was taking that weakness into my next performances. And that was another failure I had to learn from. That no, okay, I need to let go 100% that happened and really not just say it's okay, but allow myself to actually feel it's okay.